Hi, this is Weekly Reflections, and I'm Nancy Joy. Well, we've been talking about the three eclipses. The last one's coming up this week, Thursday, I think, May 25th. Maybe that's Friday. And it is in Sagittarius full moon eclipse, lunar eclipse, the last of the three. And sandwiched in between these three eclipses, well, what do you know? May 20th, Monday, is today. And that is the Uranus-Pluto square. Any of you who are following any of this know that for ages, astrologers, spiritual people have been looking toward this time of the Uranus-Pluto eclipses as the truly transformative time. And there's 8 of them. Again, I'm not an astrologer. They started in 2011. They will end in 2015. So we have this 4-year window and 8 very powerful eclipses. So I wanted to take a look at today's Uranus-Pluto eclipse and help you understand and see what's going on and how it is affecting you. Here's the quote. I follow a number of astrologers, and they're all wonderful. Bonnie Ogren's one of them. She's excellent. Another one I follow regularly is Gemini Astrology. And in this particular case, I'm using some of their work to explain to you. And I've put the link to their whole Uranus-Pluto sharing on my YouTube and in my email for all of you. And here's what they say. Uranus is the planet of awakening and fast changes. Pluto is the planet of power and non-negotiable transformation. That's my grandson. Isn't he funny? Let go and let God. Be quick on your feet to respond to new opportunities presented to you at this time. I want to pause here. Opportunities can sometimes look like disasters. They're not. Anything that happens to you during this period is an opportunity to shift into full consciousness. So pay attention to new opportunities presented to you at this time. Move with purpose and discernment. Anyone who tries to dig in their heels in the hopes to maintain the status quo will be unnecessarily fighting themselves. That's a very powerful message. The part I want to emphasize here is if anything you're trying to hang on to, whether you're conscious of it or not, is going to be painful for you during these times, if it isn't already during these eclipses. And with this Uranus-Pluto square, have no fear, we have a few more coming up here. And, if you're not feeling this with either excitement or fear and trepidation, you must be in a coma, but have no fear. If you're in a coma, it won't last long. And it won't last long because I got to pull this down a little bit so I can read you this next part I wanted to share with you. Because Uranus is insisting you awaken, and Pluto is making sure it happens. Okay, so you've got Uranus, making everything happen, and Pluto pushing and pushing and pushing to make sure this entire planet and everyone and everything on it makes it through the doorway. And that's why it's been an exciting time for astrologers and everybody to look at. But, we all have this stubbornness of a place we won't let go, or many places we won't let go. And whatever you're hanging on to in a stubborn way because you're afraid to let it go, or for some reason you've convinced yourself you can't, or it isn't safe to, that's where you want to pay attention. Because that's exactly the place Uranus and Pluto are going to target you, and they're going to target you hard. And so that you can let go, whether it's letting go of a person, a relationship in your life, or transforming it, or letting go of a job that hasn't made you happy and is pulling you down, whether it's letting go of a situation you're entangled in, some drama, or some thought form inside yourself. And most of the time, all those other things are related to a thought form that you're still believing that no longer serves you. And the best example of this in our lives, my husband and I, is he's for a long time been in a job that doesn't make him happy, that doesn't light him up. And here he's living with me. I've almost always done what I love to do, my Heartlights, my helping people, working with Ezekiel, writing my books, doing my articles. I'm on fire. And anyone who looks could say, well, you won't support yourself that way. Well, maybe dollar for dollar, no, but I always am. It always works. And so I stopped finally trying to convince Mark that he could let go of the job, that it'd be okay. He'd find his passion, he'd create something new, because he had a mind pattern that if he let go, he'd have to let go of everything, the house, the whatever, would crumble. And my letting go on this Uranus-Pluto square was to let him be there. Stop trying to tell him he could let go. Stop trying to tell him he had choices. Love him where he is. I had to let go of my knowing how well this works and hold him in a space of love so he could find it himself. And lo and behold, during the first eclipse, a huge, big situation happened at work. Thought he'd pull out all his hair, and over the weekend, not knowing how he was going to stand what this whole new shift was about, he, in a heartbeat, said, I'm retiring. I'm whatever retirement is, who knows what that is. He's moving on. And he went in Monday and handed in his resignation, and wow, we have had now over a week a pure, awesome, wonderful expansion and bliss. He took the leap, and I allowed him to figure out how to do it. That's a good partnership. That worked pretty well. So I don't know what's going on in your life, but what you need to know is Uranus is making you change, and Pluto's transforming you, and they're square each other, and they're gonna insist on it. So why not make it a little easy on yourself? Look at what you don't like in your life, whether it's a job, your relationship, or an aspect of your relationship, a money thing, a drama, a thought form that you're aware of, anything, and transform it. Jump on board this energy wave and change. Take a leap. Let go in some way, whether it's the thought form. Most people that have crossed my door in the past couple months have been so affected unconsciously by this eclipse, and all they come here for, and fortunately Ezekiel and I are able to help them. What is it they're holding on to? They don't get it. And once they see it, I watch, it's pretty easy for them to let go, much easier. It's only the ego. Personally speaking, it's only the ego that keeps you hanging on to any thought form that says you have to stay in any situation that makes you unhappy. That's all it is. Everything else is not even real. So let's get excited about this Uranus-Pluto square and this transformation. Yeah, we can talk about it's happening outside. It's happening to all our systems, our religions, our corporations, our governments, our press. And look at who would ever think the being such as an IRS is on the hot seat. It's going to change or be gone or something. It's on the hot seat. Well, so are you. So find your own hot spots, jump on board, start the letting go, own that you have choices. And as Ezekiel puts it, and this is the final thing Ezekiel said to us the other morning, nobody on earth can even conceive of how this whole shift is coming down, what it's going to be like. There is no way to prepare for it. Whether you're going to stock up on food or buy more dinar or, be prepared, certainly. There's nothing wrong with that. There is no way to prepare for this. This has never before happened. And there's no way that he says, there's no way you as human beings can even conceive of what this is really going to mean. But you're going to love it. So be happy. All you have is right now. That's, as you know, now is the moment. Be happy, dance with joy. Anything that isn't fitting into that, let it go. Let it go or transform it. Join the Uranus-Pluto bandwagon. See everything that happens as a new opportunity. And have a great week with this final square today, the 20th of May, and the final eclipse on the 25th. And we'll come back at you next week and see how everything is going. Take care of who you are. Bye for now.